see each other once in a while. These are two women that just, if they are not with you, they are with each other. Literally.
Yeah.
Just talking.
Um, but that's the problem. I think it's also a fuck in the format where and I also wrote this down, where they're all dating the same people and they're
Mm.
living in the same houses, so they're gonna talk to each other. And I think even AD said at one point that they were gatekeeping like the people that they're dating and not talking about it too much because they don't want other people to know. But they're still talking. Eventually,
Yeah.
they can't hold it in anymore. They just want to say it out loud, and so there's this sort of, I don't know if it's like a catch 22 or like, I don't know, like especially with Matt, what happened with him, I can't remember who the other woman was,
Amber.
but Amber. So she was saying that he said something, and I don't remember seeing anything like that being aired. But so whether or not it's true, it doesn't matter anymore. The moment she put that seed in AD's head, it's there and it's
Yeah.
going to come between them. And that's the problem when you're dating in the same house with the same people who you're talking about it. So other people can plant ideas in your head that may not be true. They could change your mind, and they sort of disrupting your dating process. So I feel like that was kind of screwed up from that sense of like, even if it's not true, she has no way of knowing, and that's already, in the way. And he didn't know how to cope with it. I think he's kind of so not good with women and with dealing with people. So
Yeah. I agree. He hasn't got the social, I don't know, intelligence, we can say. Um but the way he reacted to when AD confronted him was so manipulative, because Clay is just, he's the like type frat boy type of,
mm-hmm.
I don't want to say, I don't want to be kind of disparaging, but I want to, he's got a lot of maturity to, he's got a lot of maturing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see how that goes. But Matt, it just became so manipulative, and he saw that he got backed into a corner, and he just tried to talk himself out of it. And I was, this isn't good. This
And then
isn't
he
good.
just ran away.
Yeah, and then he just ran away, as he did
That's
every single day of just getting up and leaving. Of just, okay,
yeah.
bye.
And that's why I'm giving Clay the benefit of the doubt, because on the one hand, yes, he's also a walking red flag, and his reaction to finding out that Matt was the other person she was dating, and his ego couldn't handle it. But he's also much more aware than Matt was. Like, he was able to say, I know that this is a problem, and I know that I say this, that, and the other, which isn't okay. And
He's
that's
31.
sort of kind of his saving grace. Sorry.
Clay is 31.
Yeah, no, he should be much more mature by now, but they're also Americans, so you never know.
I
Um,
don't know.
but my point is, like, I feel like his self-awareness sort of saves him from himself, kind of.
I agree.
Because I don't know. I think like the look, at the end of the day, we also have to understand that they're in front of cameras. It's impacting the way they behave. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors as well, because there's certain moments that we don't see. But there's something about him being able to say, I know that I say the wrong things, and I know that I did that isn't okay, that kind of makes me that maybe it's just him being nervous or whatever it is. I don't know.
Mm, we'll see.
Just have to wait and see.
I okay.
But yeah.
I will say this, that I don't think he's a lost cause. Definitely
Mm-mm.
not. Well, I wouldn't say that Matt is a lost cause. I'm not. I don't want to be. This isn't me being harsh. I think that clay can, as his name says, can be molded. How stupid that sounds, but I think it can happen over the next few weeks of them just living together. I don't
Yeah.
think. I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna say they were not getting married.
Mm, it's tough for me to say. Like my first thought was like she's like before Matt flipped on her, I was like, okay, so the obvious choice is Clay, like he's the bad boy, cool guy that's like the sexy thing that everyone wants, but Matt is like the more like not obvious choice that then you go for and end up marrying. And now I'm like, I have no idea. Like a part of me wants to say I want them to get married, also because I just adore AD. I think she's amazing, and I love that she doesn't take his bullshit.
Yeah,
She puts him in his place, and I feel like she could be very good for him.
yeah,
So
but
like
can
a
is
part
he
of me
gonna be good for
really
her?
hopes for. That's a good question. That's the thing, is that on the one hand, yes, a relationship can and should help you grow and improve, but it also can't harm one of the people like while the other one's doing growing. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm.
I there's like certain words that I hear in my head in Hebrew, and I'm like, there's no equivalent in English, and I'm mad. But it like it comes, it takes away from her at the end of the day.
Yeah,
So you have to really understand, like, is this something that's going to be happening continuously, or is it, I don't know. There's a lot of things that he can learn from her, though.
yep.
So we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. But what he said about, if she gains weight, she needs to go to the gym, blah blah blah. I was nah.
Ugh, I just think he puts his foot in his mouth. I think he just says stupid, tactless things without thinking about it.
Yeah,
But that's the thing, is that we don't know yet how much it really is true and how much it's just babbling because he's
yeah.
nervous.
We'll see. I guess we'll see
But
next week. Um, Next kind
yes.
of because I mean, there's Brittany and Kenneth and Johnny and Amy who are just like
Yeah, we get
dramaless.
it. Yeah. The
That
the
that's
the quick couples of the season.
they seem so drama free for now. Um, so that the
Mm-hmm.
spoiler thing kind of suggested that there's going to be a bit of heat. Um, I mean, let's talk about Kenneth and Brittany because the interracial piece is interesting because I've been in
Mm-hmm.
one interracial relation. Like, I don't really call it a relationship. I dated this black guy for a while. For those of you listening, I am white Caucasian, and this guy was I can't remember where he was from. He was adopted. Anyway, whatever. He was colored. Um and I feel that that in France is not the same as in America because it didn't feel like it was such a big deal. Whereas for the Americans, it seems like way bigger of a deal, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
It is. Yeah, I think about it a lot recently, that especially like with, you see all the wokeness and all like the racial issues that they have there. And it's hard for me to really comprehend it because we don't, I think it's an issue everywhere, unfortunately. But here, we don't really, well, maybe it's because everyone here is like, we have every color of the rainbow here. And it's like everyone's from so many different backgrounds. It's like it just not used to be, but not anymore. Like it's not such an issue. So it's hard for me to really comprehend the, I don't know. I hope they won't mind me saying this, but Zeev's sister is dating an Ethiopian.
Okay.
And there's lots of Ethiopians here in Israel. And we love them dearly. They're amazing. But that his parents well, his father specifically is very Rush. Well, they're from Ukraine, but when it wasn't Ukraine yet. So I don't know if it's like considered, but he's very
Right.
Russian in his beliefs. So, and I'm sorry, I'm digressing here. Just so it's very, very hard for him to comprehend it. So over here we see it mainly with like the very old generations. It's very set in their old ways. But
Mm.
otherwise, it's just really hard. I don't know. It's not really a big issue here. So I'm like, why is it such a big deal? Like I don't get it. Like why are we making such a huge like, oh my God, people, what are people gonna say? Or how are you gonna raise black kids or whatever it is? Like,
Exactly.
what I'm like, but why is that such a big deal? They make
Yeah.
it such a big deal that it is a big deal, but like I don't
Yeah.
get it. Like, why is that a big?
Yeah,
Why can't it just be normal? Okay, fine.
I agree. I mean, it would be interesting for our listeners or viewers or followers to tell us what they think about this, and just especially if you're somebody of color, please educate us on this.
Yeah,
Lovingly if possible, but of just, because genuinely we don't would, it would be great to have especially African American people, because it seems, I mean, the situation in America seems to be so different from everywhere else in the world that I'd be interested
yeah,
to see what it's like, dating interracially. What does that mean for different people in different countries and different regions?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I would argue if everybody